What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Powerful Fitness Podcast, episode number 33. Today we have on a special guest, another fighter, another MMA fighter. Surprise, surprise. We have on today Kyle, the natural-born thriller, Fitzgerald.
Yes, sir.
Before we get started, I got to give a shout-out to my sponsors. Today, this podcast is brought to you by First Auto Credit out of Jackson, Missouri. You need your new whip, slide on over there, get you a Hellcat or a dang Lamborghini or whatever they got on their lot, okay? Use that tax money, go get you a brand new car. This episode is also brought to you by First Choice Roofing and Construction. If you need any construction done, if you need any roofing done, give Carlos a shout out at First Choice Roofing. That's the best place to go in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, anywhere in this southeast Missouri area. They also just opened up a new spot in, I think, Farmington?
I think it's Farmington.
I think it's Farmington. Yeah. I just shared the post on my Facebook, but hit up First Choice Roofing, get your roofing done right, and make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Without further ado, we're going to get into it. So let's go ahead and introduce you to the fans. Just pretend they don't know who you are. Like, tell them where you're from and, like, you know, just a couple things about yourself aside from the fighting, of course, and then we'll get into, like, your fight journey.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. So Kyle Fitzgerald, 27 years old. I'm originally from Charleston.
Okay.
Ended up from Charleston, ended up living in Sykeston. Played football, baseball my whole life. Actually played college baseball. Ended up, after the fact of, being a college athlete, kind of around that COVID time, COVID really kind of put a damper on things, and it made me realize there's got to be more than just baseball at this point. So that's when I was like, okay, let me find something else to do. Started doing a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and then, time goes on, and I'm 3 years later and doing Muay Thai and fighting for a title in 2 weeks. So
awesome. So you played sports in school?
Yeah.
Okay. So you went to Charleston. Did you ever go to Cape?
No, I never went to Cape. So I grew up till about 14 in Charleston. Ended up going to Kelly because that's where my mom went.
That's Charleston, Missouri, for any of you that might be out of the state of Missouri, because they got Charlestons in other states too. Probably every state has a Charleston.
That's
so
right.
Charleston, Missouri. I actually went to kindergarten and first grade there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, that's originally where I'm from, man. I mean, Charleston, it's in my blood. I mean, I may have moved out of there once I was like 14 years old, but I mean, it's always gonna be home. That's really where it's at. But I mean, moved to around Sykeston. Ended up going to Kelly to play football. That was the main reason. The first varsity team they were gonna have, and I was like, man, that'd be cool to kind of be a part of some school history over there. So mom went there, ended up going there, and finished out all high school there.
Awesome. So I guess you decided not to try to pursue sports in like college.
Well, no, because I played college baseball.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Okay. Where'd you play?
Missouri Valley College. I had several offers coming out of high school. Just no crazy names. My freshman year of high school, I just kind of when it kind of started to kind of be evident. Like I threw hard, so I was like, okay, maybe there's some potential here.
You were a pitcher?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was actually better at hitting than I was anything, and but just throwing hard and stuff, it kind of naturally takes over. But then I got to college and ended up becoming a full-time pitcher. I was decent. I just like anything, you have your good days, have your bad days. So I mean, I actually got asked by our coach at the time, Coach Enright was his name. He wanted me and my catcher to fly out to California and play for a pro affiliate team out there. And then as soon as that was kind of like maybe a thought of happening, COVID hit.
Oh.
Yeah, so that put a damper on things. And then, I was a team captain for 2 years out of my 4 years being there, and loved every second of it. Just something that was like, definitely naturally didn't always have the most talent, but it was like, I'm going to work harder than everybody else. Okay. So that's kind of definitely where the drive from going from baseball to at least like starting to fight and, start training definitely became evident. I actually got asked to play football there too. My sophomore year, we were doing a 7-on-7 scrimmage against just intramural stuff, and did it against the GAs and former players. And next thing I got an email the next day, be like, hey, we heard you can throw it. You trying to come play? And
okay.
It didn't work out, but after that, it stuck with baseball. And once I knew I was done, we got a couple guys that came in from Puerto Rico and Venezuela that were just legit. And I was like, there's only so much I'm going to be able to do with all this.
Yeah, so
kind of got out of that, and then, you know,
so
started working.
Will you pull the mic a little bit closer to you? So what got you into fighting?
Man, it was honestly one of them things where I, you know, after baseball in college, I just got in the routine of just life of, you know, going to work, coming home, you know, just chilling, nothing crazy. And I was like, man, I'm missing that competitive like edge and like trying to do something. And I did jiu-jitsu for a while, you know, nothing crazy. Probably
What's a while?
Probably a total for about a year and a half.
Okay.
You know, got to the point to where, you know, just around the guys I was training with or just newbies, whatever, you know,
Where were you training at?
Gracie's.
Where at?
In Jackson.
Okay, cool.
Area. So trained there with them, Brian M. Holes and them, and I mean, I loved it. I mean, I loved jiu-jitsu. I naturally took to it better, but actually, I don't know if you know who Brian.
Better than what?
Better than
striking?
Striking, yeah. A lot better than striking.
Interesting.
Just because I think, I don't know what it was, just naturally, just like physicality-wise, grappling is what I took more to. But Brian Way is his name. I was rolling with him one day, and he's like, man, you need to come try this kickboxing stuff because I think you got the competitiveness for it. He's like, I think you should give it a shot. And I was like, all right, cool. He's like, go meet this guy, D-Ray. You meet this gym. And I'll be honest, D-Ray is nothing like I thought he would have been. What'd
you expect?
I had no idea. He's just like, I walked in and he just, you know, everybody, from what he told me, he's like, D-Ray's a cool dude, kind of quiet. That is far from the truth.
Bow to your sensei.
Bro, 100%.
Bow to your sensei.
Yes. Bro, he was super welcoming.
God dang.
Yeah.
D-Ray is awesome, man.
Oh, yeah, bro. He's helped me out a ton. And then, you know, Brian, once he told me, he's like, try it out. And I'm one of the people, it's like, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be 110%.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care if I get my butt kicked for months on end.
And how long ago was this when you started training with D-Ray?
We're looking at probably a little over 3.5 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So been doing it for at least a minute now. And I bought like shin guards, gloves, mouthpiece, the whole deal before my first day. I was like, I'm not going to give myself a way out. And like I could tell just like the first little bit, I was like, this is going to be tough. This is going to be real tough. And there's a reality to it. I know you know how it is. It's like, you know, rolling in jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. I recommend everybody start doing it. But it's also the aspect of that adversity of getting hit. You're like, oh, snap. Like, what do I do right now? And, you know.
They both suck.
100%.
They both suck.
Yes,
they both suck.
Yes,
but I'd rather be on the feet because at least I can move around. Yes. If I'm grappling with someone, you're tied up the whole time. There's no, you know what I'm saying? You can't just dance around the mat grappling. That's literally the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grab hold of each other and see who can dominate, you know? So at least with striking, I can move my scrawny ass around, you know?
Bro, I mean, because that was my thing because, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't been the smoothest on my feet since day one. But it was one of them things I was like, man, I think I could be good at this, but I struggle way more at it than what I do at grappling at the time. And I was like, I'm going to commit to, you know, trying to get really good at this. And, you know, the first 6 months, I mean, Michael Terry was the big one who kind of put me underneath his wing, kind of like, hey, work with me or whatever. First 6 months, it was every day, just like, I know I'm going in here to get beat up. I mean, obviously, you know, all these guys are really good. They're taking care of me, but, you know, they're always getting the best of me. And about that 6 month period, it's like, oh, something started to kind of click.
That's usually how long it takes, like 6 months before you kind of know the difference between your hands and your feet. Like it just takes time.
It does, and you know, it's been a really cool experience. I mean, like I guess you could say in terms of being a fighter, maybe a little bit later because I started at 24 and now I'm 27. So. I mean, you know, you get guys that start at a young age, but I mean, I think I started at the perfect time because I got to ride the wave of such good guys so far. I mean, Mike Terry, Caleb Woodside, Ethan Ray, Kyle Kurtz was in the gym at the time. I mean, just a lot of high level guys, and it's like you got to sink or swim. I mean, you got to hop into the deep end, learn it with those guys because they're gonna make you better.
Yeah, because it's always a game of catch up with your teammates. So the better teammates you have, the better you're gonna get quicker.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, you're definitely in a good room. So, have you seen one thing I've noticed? I noticed this a lot with my older brother because he grew up playing baseball and football, and he was a pitcher in baseball. He always translated him throwing a baseball to throwing a punch. So a lot of baseball players that throw a lot and pitch a lot, they understand how to rotate their body and to turn their hips over. So that translates to them like just being able to throw bombs on the feet.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And well, that's like, because that's like, I work with Josh Caputo on my boxing, and we have that power cube that we use from time to time.
Yeah, you was cracking that thing. I was like, dang.
And see that's like, I tell people, and that's like Jaden. He's one of the guys that trains with us, and I think that dude has talent beyond belief. I mean, he could do a lot of things in fighting, and it's just one of them things where we'll compete with one another. And he's a big dude, and he's like, there's times where I get the best of him at it, and I'm just like, bro, my whole life has been trained to throw as hard as possible and hit as hard as possible. Like when I was in college, I topped out, like I was a mid-80s pitcher, but like just like running guns and throwing the top, I maxed out at 92, 93. So I mean, just naturally had that instinct to throw hard, and that's where, there's times in sparring and stuff to where it becomes difficult because my mind is always on the, full exertion, 110%, let it rip type of thing. But that's also where it really makes you hone in on your technique of stuff and, your movement. And, like, you can't just be out there throwing bombs on somebody who knows what they're doing and then, 30 seconds later it ain't going to be too good. So, I mean, really.
Yeah, well, the thing is you have to – you can use the speed. Yeah. You have to pull the power, obviously.
Right.
And you use the speed, you pull the power, just touch them with it. And if you touch them with that bomb without actually – laying into it, that was a knockout.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're sparring, so you're not knocking no one out, and you just keep going. You know, so a lot of people feel like they got to really, really, cause that thud upside someone's head. To you don't have to. Dude, I will stop my fist before it even touches your face. You know how many times I throw a head kick and I stop it before it even touches your face, and I know that probably would have knocked him out. If not, he'd be wobbled right now.
100%. And that's something I got to remind myself too, because I mean, I do take pride in being able to throw pretty hard and hit hard. And it's one of them things in sparring. You have to remind yourself, like, we're only going so hard right now, but there's times where you'll spar with guys and like you may throw a punch and like, hey, that was a knockout shot.
And the thing is, it's up to your teammates to respect that, because if I'm sparring with you and I come in and try to throw a 1-2, and as soon as I pop that jab and I start to send my cross, here comes the overhand, and you just touch me with it, I'm not going to throw that cross. I'm going to pull back and reset real quick, because I know, like, the fight's over with. Now we're resetting. Now it's like it's a whole new fight, because otherwise it's not as realistic. Now, don't get me wrong, you do want to keep the flow, keep the momentum going, so you also can get a more realistic ideal, because let's be realistic also, a lot of time them bombs you might think drop someone,
no,
they ain't drop, and they 100%. Are swinging back. So you gotta respect the very clean, very perfectly timed out shots in sparring, but also don't just completely go on the defense like that's a knockout. Still, keep doing your thing, because it's all simulation. It's all simulation, but it does suck when you hit someone with what would be a knockout blow, and they just act like it didn't land, just hit you with a 3-punch combination. Like, bro, you would have just been slipped. Like, come on, like, come on, bro, just reset real quick, and then we re-go. You know. Like, I hate when people do that. But look, so what I do in that type of situation is I've learned, okay, if they're going to do that, then I'm going to use that to my advantage. And let's pretend that knockout shot, let's pretend it didn't knock them out. And they are just a beast. So what it's going to force me to do is, as soon as I land that knockout blow, I bring it back as quick as possible and be ready to move on to the next transition, the next punch, or whatever it may be. Because you will run into people that's going to take big shots. So you got to, don't think that knockout shot, what you intend to be a knockout, is going to get them, because a lot of times it just doesn't. But yeah, you got to kind of have you got to be realistic when you spar. Otherwise, it's just not realistic.
It's
like,
not,
this is the only way you can really put it. It's just not realistic.
And there's a reality. And, I think a lot of people's first fear whenever they start like training is they see guys that have been doing it for so long, or guys they see fighting the cage like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and they're gonna beat me up or whatever. 90% of the time, 99% of the time, if you go in a gym and you got guys that been training, they're gonna take care of you. They understand that you're a beginner.
Bullshit.
Okay. Well,
hey, look.
Fair.
No,
not always.
No, bro.
Not always,
bro. Most places, bro. Most MMA gyms, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna get beat up.
Okay, well,
you're gonna get beat up. So
No.
what? So you as a man or as a woman, hopefully if you're a kid or a teenager, hopefully that you do have the coaches there that make sure you don't get beat up.
Yes.
But even still, it can happen. If you're a teenager, if you're a young man or young woman, you need to take it upon yourself to gravitate to the people that are going to take care of you.
Yeah, that's it.
And avoid the people that are going to beat the shit out of you, and save them for when you do want your tough rounds.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
Well, and I should have worded a little bit better, because there's a reality, because there are people always at a gym that there's somebody with ego in there, and it's the nature of fighting.
It is. It's fighting. Yeah.
Yes. But I mean, for the, like, especially speaking upon like our gym, and, you know, the gyms that I've got to go to, you get guys that are really, really good, and they see that you're very, very new and very green to everything. They understand, okay, they can't treat you like they do their day-to-day training partner.
Right.
Now, if they do, then that's just, bad on them.
Like last night when we were sparring, one of the guys in there, he didn't have a mouth. He's like, I don't have a mouthpiece. I'm like,
Yes.
all right, that's cool. You can punch me in the head. I won't punch you to the head.
Right.
And then once we started, I was like, how long have you been training? He's like, nah, I could tell I thought it was his first day. You know, by the way he was moving inside, I said, okay. I kept throwing kicks and he didn't know how to check.
Right.
He didn't know how to block him. He just kept doing this. I said, hey, that'll break your arm. Here's what we're going to do. Look, I said, do you know how to check? He said, no. I said, okay, you kick me. So he's throwing kicks. I checked probably like 10 to 20 of them. I said, this is how you do it. And then I said, all right, let's go. And then I just threw leg kicks, and he actually checked all of them.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet, that's cool, because most people, you know, you show them something, they can't just immediately do it. But I showed it to him, and then he checked every kick. I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, you want to gravitate to people that's gonna help you get.
Yes.
Because I want you to be at a level to where we can have a healthy exchanges back and forth. I want you to challenge me, but right now you can't. So I need to get you there.
Well, because it's gonna make you better at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly.
And because kind of like what you already said earlier, you know, like if you're the best guy in your room and in your gym, you probably gotta find a new gym, because you got to be around guys that constantly are pushing you, or at least trying to match your pace. And that's where, you know, my first fight that I took a couple years back, it was, you know, it's still a lot to figure out. The first thing I did was one of them sparring tournaments, the IKF tournaments.
Yeah,
and
those are fun.
They're super fun. And bro, I'll never forget I remember weighing in, and I stepped on the scale like 187, 190, whatever it was. And I watched this dude walk through the door. I'm talking red as can be, juiced out of his mind. A huge dude.
Juiced? He was on steroids?
Bro, if he
was red. Like he had the TRT neck, the just red skin. Yeah.
He looked like a walking bottle of trends is what he looked like. But I mean, he stepped on the scale and I seen the exact same weight, and I'm like, I'm gonna fight this dude. I'm like, I know that's who I'm going against. But you know that,
which it shouldn't matter at an IKF tournament, because there's no knockouts.
Yes.
So you're supposed to pull your shot. So it shouldn't matter that much, but it definitely will in terms of cardio though, if someone's juicing. So
and what honestly though, I wouldn't trade that time for nothing, because I ended up winning that point session, and it was one of them things like that was a good indicator of like, hey, like, that's going to get you as close to a fight, from my understanding, close to a actual sanctioned bout is what you would get anywhere.
Yeah.
Just because you go through the nerves, okay, I got to be here at this time.
It's competition.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, you're competing for something. And, you know, I seen that guy first, and I'm like, okay, and I end up getting matched with him off the rip. And then we get to the first round, and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, even though it may be all big and scary, you know. And not to say he didn't do a great job either, but it's like, you know, it's there. You can handle this more than what you think. And then I ended up winning that tournament. And that's when I talked to Deere. He's like, man, you should really think about like fighting. He's like, you should really consider it. And I remember that first one, you know, the nerves were just insane, because it's in hometown. You know, everybody knows going to be there. You're thinking about I think most fighters go through at some point. You think of the worst outcome, like, oh, what if this
Those
happens?
nerves are crazy, huh?
Bro, I'm telling you, I remember watching GSP talk about it. He's like, I hate fight day.
Yeah.
I hate how can I get out of this? I'm like, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I'm going to tell you right now, being behind that curtain, you're like, what? How can I get out of this right now?
Yes. I love it.
Yes. But, man, it is I loved it. I mean, especially, starting out, like I said, like Mike Terry took me underneath his wing. He's the one who really kind of pushed me through and, like, helped me become the fighter I'm starting to become, because without him, having somebody that I can mimic and, kind of bounce ideas off of, I don't think it would have made me as good or have the willingness to actually go out there and fight like I do now.
Yeah.
But it's been great. I love every second of it now, man. It's awesome, especially now I get to know you more and, train more. And it's really cool to see the upper echelons of fighters around this area, because we got guys. It's crazy to think in small town SEMO that we got so many high level guys. Yeah.
I mean, dude, some of the best fighters in history come from just small towns.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your upcoming fight. So you're fighting for your first amateur title, and it's going to be kickboxing. What's the weight class?
185.
185. Cool. So yeah, man, this is your first title, man. How do you feel about this?
Bro, and I kind of said with that first fight, I had so many nerves. Honestly, it's wild because this is the first one that I've had to where the nerves are calm. Like,
I'd be like that.
It does, man. And it's, and I go into this fight knowing that I'm an undefeated fighter currently. The guy I'm fighting is a good fighter. He has a good record. I think he's like 5-1 in total.
Nice. Okay.
Between MMA and kickboxing, I believe. And so I go into this with just, I not say stress-free because, I'm focused on this more than I ever have on anything. But it's one of them things, like, I'm going against a good guy. I'm going in knowing I'm going to be the best I can be. And we're fighting for a belt, and he already holds a belt in another division anyway.
Okay.
So the reason why there's not as much nerves per se is because it's like, bro, win, lose, or draw, I'm a winner at the end of the day. So I think that, I know it's not necessarily, I'm not saying I'm not going to go out there and not be ready to win this thing.
It takes the weight off your shoulders when just going out there and fighting well. Yes. You're gonna get the love and respect.
Oh yeah.
And the glory from that.
Yes.
Like, some of my most toughest challenges, I had the least amount of nerves.
Yeah.
But dude, I fought this guy last year. I'm not even gonna say who it was, bro. I fought a bum. Yeah. I mean a bum. And when I tell you, dude, I was nervous.
Yes. 100%.
I was nervous. I was like this. I was literally the day before the fight. Okay, after weigh-ins, he came. I think what really got me was that it got very personal because I was talking last show online, as I always do.
Yeah, sure.
This is what I do. I can't help myself. And at weigh-ins, we face off. He didn't say a single word to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to check my cameraman into the hotel. Mm-hmm. I'm walking towards the hotel lobby, come on, man, head on a swivel.
Yeah.
I see my opponent's walking behind me. He's about like 20 yards behind me. I said, okay, he runs up. I'm probably going to spinning fucking back kick him. My opponent's walking behind me. I'm thinking, okay, he's coming to check in too. Yeah. I'm standing there checking in my corner, man, or my cameraman.
Yeah.
And he's standing right behind me about to check in too. And he was like, I wasn't looking at him or nothing. I'm just doing my thing, see you tomorrow to get your ass whooped, whatever. And he's like, hope you ready to fight tomorrow. All that stuff you saying online. I turned and looked at him. I said, I walked up close to him. I said, you better just show me ready to bite down your fucking mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I said, I talk shit because I can back it up because I know how to fight.
Right.
I know how to fight.
Uh-huh.
I know how to fight. I said this shit like 5 times so it could just echo in his mind, I guess. I don't know. And then I said a bunch of other stuff too. And as soon as that altercation, as soon as that happened after that, my nerves were through the roof. It's like I was like.
Well, you just hiding your central nervous system. You're like, oh, we're ramped right now.
But also, dude, this guy, I have to kill this guy, dude. Mm-hmm. I done talked all this shit. He done said something to me to my face.
Yes.
He's like, I've had 22 pro fights, ain't been knocked down yet. And that was ringing through my head all night.
Oh, bro.
That was ringing through my head. I said, damn, I've watched this fight. I know he's a bum, but damn, he ain't been knocked down in 22 fights. I'm like, that's a lot of fucking fights, and I get knocked down.
100%.
So I was like, so it just rang through my head all night. I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay. So it got more hyped up in my own head, and I'm like, I gotta kill him. I had a whole game plan for this fight.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there before the fight, watching like the other, the amateurs fight. I'm standing there. I looked at my coach. I said, I'm changing the plan. I'm killing his ass. Completely changed my game plan. Yeah. Like I was gonna go out there and I wasn't even gonna kick, bro. It was a Muay Thai bout. I wasn't gonna kick. I wasn't gonna knee. All I was gonna do was box him.
No kidding.
Yeah, because he calls himself a boxer. So I was gonna go out and just box him.
Yeah. And
work on a couple things I've been working on, in my camp, my boxing. And I was just like, I'm killing him dead. I don't care what it is. I don't care. I'm going out there. I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna kill him. And I destroyed his ass like a minute in the first round. But I was so nervous for that fight 100%. On fight day. Like,
do you think that you flipping that switch to, where your mindset changes going from I'm gonna do this to where it true regression kind of comes out? Do you think that played to your, obviously you won, so I mean it played to your benefit, but do you think you do better with that style in terms of, being like, I'm gonna kill him, like I'm angry now, like it's game on?
Not to the extent where I was at. I don't fight my best when I'm okay, when I'm aggressive, I fight well. Yeah. But if I'm angry, right, then I'm not. But I wasn't angry. I fought well because I just really truly hyped myself up. But at the same time, I did stay calm in my mind. So yeah, I fight well when I just don't respect my opponent at all and just go out there like you're just meat on my plate. Right. That's when I fight my best. Sure. When I try to be all respectful and think, okay, I know his boxing is good. I don't fight my best. Right. Because I mean, I know it's a fight. A fight's a fight. You know what I'm saying? My opponent can win. Right. But I'm gonna go out there and make sure he doesn't. Right. So I'm not going out there arrogant, but I'm going out there with so much confidence you just can't tell me otherwise.
And you, as a fighter, especially because I can't say I'm new to this now because I've been doing this for a while, but it's like after
you're still new to it. You ain't been fighting that long.
Well, no, I totally agree. But I'm saying in the sense of,
and I say that because you've been training for, you said like 3.5 years now. Yeah. 3 years now. So I've been training for 10 years. Right. So to me, you are still new. And I'm telling you this right now, 3 years from now, you're gonna be looking at like who you are now, like, damn, I was trash,
bro. I know.
Like that's how, and if you're progressing well, every year to 2 years, you should be looking back like, damn, when you watch your fights, you should be like, damn, I sucked.
Right. 100%.
Because if not, then you ain't getting much better.
No.
So
and see, that's where it's like, especially going into this fight, and that's where it's like, I know, like I got. Like I said, there's gonna be nerves come fight day. It's just part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's one of them things where
maybe not.
Maybe just go walk in there and just be cool, calm, collected.
You really don't know. You can do all the mental preparation you want, and then on fight day, you just be pretty fucking nervous. Yeah. Or on fight day, you feel no nerves, and you're literally in the back getting warmed up, and you're like, this is crazy. I don't even feel like I'm fighting. You're standing behind the curtain, just like you don't feel nothing at all, and you're just like, damn, this is fucking badass. Like I'm really, I'm really about this life. Like I'm not even nervous. And you just walk out, you see all your friends and your family in the crowd, dapping little kids up, and you get in there and you fucking do your thing. Right. Like that's happened to me many a times, and I plan on my next fight to be like that.
Yeah. See, that's honestly where I honestly feel like I'm kind of heading that direction because, the progression that I've seen, and especially I think the other guys have seen in the gym, has just been. Has been a lot over the past 2 years. From that first fight to now, I mean, like Mike and then Caleb, Mike Terry, Caleb Woodside, like Camden Ho, these guys, like they're all like very good guys, like very good fighters. And he's like, bro, people have not got to see how you truly are in that cage. Because it's like the first fight, the one thing.
That's just like a whirlwind. And you just
it's a straight
all of a sudden it's over with. You're like, damn, what? I don't even remember all what happened.
100%.
Yeah.
When you go in there and it's like, the one thing that messed me up that first fight is I almost took it too lightly in a way. Not necessarily like I didn't focus or, work just as hard. But everybody's like, man, just treat it like sparring. Just treat it like sparring. Which I understand that's a good thought process, but
it is.
But there's also
you could have like pushed the pace a little bit more. Probably, yeah, you could have put it on them a little more.
Yes, and that's where it's a learning curve. You're figuring it out. It's my first time in there. And that second fight, I definitely had my game plan was better. I was definitely a little more crisp on stuff. But it's like even then, that second fight, it ended at 1 minute 2 seconds. So I didn't really get to start flowing or anything. So now, those guys tell me, like, bro, people don't realize how good you've gotten. And that's a scary thing for people that got to fight you. And I really think, speaking with confidence, that, like, come April 11th, it's going to be a new Kyle Fitzgerald that nobody's ever seen. And
when was the last time you fought?
It would have been December 3rd, December 8th of last year. So it's been a whole year. So it's been a whole year of nonstop training.
2024?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's going to be
it's
going to be a night and day difference.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's what, because I know there's guys, who like being very consistent and performing frequently or taking fights frequently. And I 100% respect
me.
That. Yeah. And
8 times last year.
See, exactly. And, that's a great way to go about it. But my thought process was, for me personally, I'm like, man, I would rather take, with my time, if I fight once a year, but in that time frame, I'm working consistently, like I have a fight coming up next month, I think for me, it'll, like, each fight will be a statement, being like, how much better have I gotten? Here's the work. Here's the result of this.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, I started a little bit later, so I started at 24. I'm 27 now. And we all know this isn't a game that you're going to play forever.
No.
And so I was thinking, let me be smart about it, personally how I think I should go about it. Take my time with it, train really hard, and get crispy on a lot of things, like the techniques, the combos, the patterns. That way, come fight day, I'm fully ready.
Right.
And I think it's, I think come April 11th, I think people are finally going to see the side of me that, has been kind of hidden in the dark for a little while.
Okay.
So I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to this. So this will be your first title fight. This will be my first professional title fight. So,
yeah.
Dude, I'm ready, man. Oh my God, dude. Man, I've been fighting now. I really started fighting when I was 17. I just turned 32, so
yeah.
But I've been fighting consistently and training consistently, like religiously, for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So this is 10 years in the making of me
100%.
Becoming a professional champion.
Yes.
And I got plans to. This will be I'll be a professional regional champion. I got plans of becoming a fucking world champion.
Yeah.
Like, the next goal for me, what I really want is to become a WBC Muay Thai champion.
Sick.
Yeah, just because the belt, dude. The belt.
Bro,
I mean, everyone knows WBC, but them belts, dude. Those are the sickest belts ever. Them green round belts.
Yes.
I just love them, man. I gotta have one. Yes. But yeah, this will be my first professional title bout. So, I'm excited, man. I haven't been this excited in a while. I think the last time I've been, excited similar to this is when I fought my last Muay Thai bout in Nebraska, because I had a really tough opponent, and this was the first professional Muay Thai bout held in the state of Nebraska.
That's it.
So that was like, I feel like I was making history.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm really excited for this fight, man. I got a tough opponent. I mean, he's like 4-1. He's got a knockout. He's got one really good knockout.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he just don't stand a chance against me. It's gonna be gonna be a fucking masterpiece, bro. Like, I'm gonna go out there and show people, like, if I don't want to get touched, I'm not getting touched.
Right.
Like, simple as that.
Just straight outclass.
Just straight outclass him right into the point to where he's laying flat on his stomach or on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna show Cape Girardeau, because I haven't kickboxing Cape in, dude, like, maybe like 4 or 5 years. The last time I did, I knocked dude out. But so people in Cape, they've seen my fights, outside of town, like on video, but they haven't got to see me kickbox here in a long time. So I'm excited, man. And
that's sick.
I mean, yeah, I'm 3-0 right now in kickboxing, and all 3 of those guys, I split all their heads open. So.
Bro.
So now I gotta keep that streak going, dude. so I can call myself the fucking wig splitter. Like,
that's
change my fight to the wig splitter for real. But yeah, he's done for. He's done. I almost feel bad for the little guy, but I gotta give it to him. But like I said, he's a tough guy, so I'm not going out there sleeping on him.
Right.
I'm gonna be on my P's and Q's. I'm gonna show y'all, like, I will be surprised if he lands one single clean punch. Like I would literally be surprised after the fight.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, damn, where'd I go? What I do wrong? Because this guy shouldn't be able to touch me.
Right.
Like not one fucking time. I'm gonna go out there and show it. You know, that's just my style. But
100%.
I don't know who you're fighting, but I mean, it sounds like he's got a good record. So it seems like it's a really good.
It's a
good matchup.
It is. His name's Nick Dern. I've watched him a little bit. I actually watched him. He fought a guy that I knew.
You study him?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of them things to where I've watched enough to where, you know, I almost.
If you want my advice, pick like his one or two of his most recent fights.
Yeah.
And like every day, watch it. Yeah. Even if it's just like 5 minutes, because you think like, oh, you know, I study him, and then like out of nowhere you'll be like, oh, you'll notice something small or this and that. And then also it just gets you used to like seeing his face. Put yourself in that cage with him.
Oh, yeah.
So by the time you actually fight him, you already done fought him hundreds of times.
Well, bro, I honestly, like, I have a whole list that I go through every day. And it's a lot of that is taking like 20 minutes of just like, not almost like meditation in a way, to where like
visualization.
Yeah, I visualize it. Like that helped me a lot, like getting ready for that second fight. And I've been honing in on it hard this one.
Okay, that's good. A lot of fighters don't do that. They might think they do, but it's more so like kind of just like daydreaming. But there's a difference between like kind of daydreaming and truly sitting and focusing on seeing yourself getting your hands wrapped, seeing yourself warm up, seeing yourself making that walk, seeing yourself standing across the cage from your opponent, and then going through the fight against your opponent, playing the fight out perfectly in your head, playing it out to where something goes wrong, and you gotta recover. Maybe you lose a round, you gotta come back. Like really going through all these different scenarios in your head will truly help you be prepared mentally when it's time to fight.
And man, because it's funny, especially speaking about that first fight I had, you know, because I didn't do that for the first fight. Because I really did. Because the guy I fought to, he was a brand new debut fighter too. So I was like, I don't really know what I'm getting into with this. And I was thinking, you know, you watch like Rocky movies when you're a kid, or watch UFC fights, and you're always thinking like, okay, we're gonna meet in the middle, we're gonna go to our corners, you know, and then we're gonna, you know, do our thing. I walked in that cage, and then I'm listening to the announcer.
You ready to fight? Ready to fight? Go! You're like,
bro. He said, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I think so. We're gonna figure it out right now."
He's like, "Damn, are you gonna read us the rules in the center?" Like,
bro, that's what I thought was happening.
It don't always happen like that.
No. As soon as
that's why I always ask the promoter, hey, let me walk to the cage first.
Yes.
I like to walk first, get in the cage, kind of move around, look around the crowd, hey, what's up? Hey.
Yes.
And then watch my opponent walk out, and I'm, as he's walking out and coming in the cage, and look out, I'm like, you're dead, come in the cage, get your ass whooped. And then, you know, like, I like to get in there and see, because in boxing, you'll be in the ring, you know, sometimes 5-10 minutes before the fight actually starts, if it's like a title fight or like later on in the card. But with MMA, dude, you get in there, this is the fight, this blue corner, red corner, and then it's like, it goes pretty fast. That's also why, like, if you watch, like, I don't do it every single time, but most of the time when they're announcing my name, where I'm from, this and that, I like do my little shadow boxing. I think it's really cool. You know, it's kind of like a kung fu movie where, you know, like they do their little demonstration and then bow to each other. Right. Something like, I like doing a little, you know, a little demonstration. I don't like just kind of stand there like, let them read my name. I'm just like, I like to, you know,
you gotta make it fun.
Yeah, make it fun for yourself. And also, dude, you know how much that hypes out the crowd?
Bro.
Right before the fight, like when it's about to start, I'm fucking throwing spinning hook kicks and shit. They're like, oh shit, all the little kids in the crowd, that's me, that's me, that's me, I'm him.
Yeah.
I love when I hear the little kids say that, I'm him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're right. You are me. Yep.
That is wild.
You're me and I'm you. Let's do this
100%, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's like, even though the day I was hitting the bag at the gym, and there was and I was going pretty hard, just getting my heavier rounds in on the bag. And there's a couple young kids sitting on the corner, and then I'm in between rounds, like, are you a pro boxer? Like, do you fight like for like your job? And I'm like, nah, I wish. I mean, I'd love to. It's like, man, I want to fight someday. And I was like, all it takes is starting.
Yeah.
Half the battle is starting. I mean, once you like take your first step in, you know, from there you can realize what you want to do or not. And because this has always been kind of a dream of mine. Like, I remember growing up watching UFC with my dad. I remember he was a big Shane Carwin guy.
Shane.
Drop bombs. That dude.
Dude, Shane, man, he's going through.
He is going through
really bad CT right now. You know. really bad CTE, and that's why, like, man, one of the greatest to do it.
Yeah.
And look how he's doing, man. That's why I always preach religiously to my students and to my teammates, like, dude, we have to take care of each other.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
All this hitting each other in the head, we got to be careful when we do this.
Well, you know, it's not like a bruise to where, you know, a couple days goes by and that bruise is gone. You take so many hits to the head, you know, it's good to add up eventually.
Yeah, so that's bad. That's why, you know, I always tell people, man, when we spar, you got to pull your shots to the head. Look, when you go to my body, I expect you to try to drop me.
Yes.
I'll actually be insulted if you go light to my body. I'm a fucking professional kickboxer. Why are you just tapping me to the body? Like, try to drop me.
100%.
You know, but when you go to the head, like, nah, dude, don't hit me hard, man. That's not, to me, that's not cool, man. Like, I just, like it was like 2 weeks ago, I was sparring with some young kid, and I threw a head kick, and I mean, we've sparred. You've seen when I throw my head kicks, it's literally like 100% pull. Like, I literally sit it right there on your shoulder against your face. And then if you go into it, like, I have so much control. Like, as you're coming in, I'm already pulling it away.
Right.
You know, so, but sometimes accidents do happen. Your glove might be there, and when I throw the kick, you move it or something like that, and it just barely taps.
Right.
You know, I barely tapped someone in the head with the head kick like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, I said, hey, my bad, man, my bad. And it was literally just a tap. Something that most people, like, they wouldn't think it's nothing. Like, that's how they're going to kick you, you know? But to me, I just don't do that. So I was like, oh, my bad, man. He's like, oh, you're good. And then he fucking throws a bomb. Boom, boom, hits me. I'm like, okay. He got his little get back because his head kicked him, even though I didn't kick him nearly as hard as, but I might not have thought that, but it might have kind of, you know, it was shin, so it might have kind of rattled him a little bit more. But that I recognize and apologize. So he hits me hard. I'm like, okay. And then every time I started to feint and come in, I'd feint or I'd come in, he was like, I could see him pulling his fucking cross back and just loading it up. And then he throws one, boom, I slip it. It goes past my face. I clinch up with him. And then I push off on him. I said, hey, slow it down.
100%.
Slow it down. And he was like, that's rich. I'm like, I said, what? And he's like, nothing, come on. I said, oh, no, I'm good. Took my gloves off and sat him down and waited for the round to be over and waited for the next person to come in the ring with me. I'm not finna do this with you, dude.
No.
For one, I'm gonna fucking win. You're gonna be the one going to the hospital.
Right.
Like, and that's not saying anything. That's not me gassing myself up. That's not saying anything. You're a freaking amateur fighter. You've probably been training for a couple years. I've been training for 10 years, bro. Like, that head kick I just landed, I could have fucking knocked you out.
Right.
I could have dropped you if I really was throwing it the way you're throwing these punches.
Right.
So, yeah, if someone wants to go hard with me like that, no, I'm done. I'll take my gloves off. I'll spar with somebody else. I'm not here to prove nothing. No. I'm here to get better. I'm going to prove everything when I step inside that ring.
Right.
When I'm trying to knock somebody out. I'm not trying to get CTE.
No.
If I had it my way, I wouldn't be punched in the head hard ever again in my life.
Right.
Not in the dojo and not in the fucking cage. I don't get hit hard in my fights. What I look like letting you do it to me right here on the fucking sparring session.
Right.
Like, nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool.
Yes.
I'm already not fucking, well, I'm already not right enough in the head. I don't need to be getting hit hard in the head.
That's fun.
But I've had hard sparring sessions before and went home and had a headache for the rest of the day. After I said, nah, clearly this ain't. No. So I refuse to go hard like that to the head and sparring. I don't like it, man. If a person, I'll go 100% speed with anyone as long as I know that you have enough control to pull your shots. Right. If I accidentally zig when I should have zagged and you threw 100%, can you see that and pull it? Because if not, I don't want to go fast with you either. No. You know, so
100%. And that's the thing too, bro. It's like, because like you said earlier, it's like we all got to take care of each other. And at the end of the day, I mean, let's say if we're sparring and, you know, there's only a few of us in there and then one of us hurts each other. Okay, cool. For one, I hurt my friend who's trying to get better too, who may have a fight coming up. Another thing, that just took another person from me getting better because now I can't spar with them ever hardly. So, I mean, it's like you just got to be smart about it. And that's why there's like, especially the guys in the gym right now that I'm working with, it's fun because, you know, we can go at a certain intensity, but I know like with you last night, There's a couple head kicks. I'm like, if he lets that rip, that's not good.
No,
and that's where right. But that's also, like you said, you got to give respect to where, like, those knockout shots you say in sparring, to where it's like you'd land something, I'd be like, ooh, or like, okay, like, yes, like I know that was there, and that's where it's you got to take care of your friends, and like. And also, it makes you so much better, especially, you know, from like on my side, getting to train with you, who's been doing it a long time as a pro fighter. You know, that helps me out a ton get better, because now it's like, okay, not only let's say he landed it here, but also gives me something to work towards. Like, okay, let's try to make that not happen again.
Right
now, and if it does, it's sparring. You know, they ain't keeping record for sparring.
No,
that's why the whole
we're damn sure ain't getting paid for it.
No, we paying to do it.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, it's, you know. That's why I really do like getting to go with guys who really that can push you, but also understand, like, man, we gotta wake up tomorrow, go to work. A lot of us, I mean,
we gotta train too.
Yeah, we gotta train. I mean, so and that's what, you know, just taking care of each other is just a huge thing, because at the end of the day, the only days that matter that like for a record is when you're actually fighting.
Yes,
whatever. And especially, you said it. I've gone with guys to where it's like, hey man, let's bring it down a little bit, and they're cranking it up, and I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this no more.
I'm cool, man. I don't like that at all. I don't like that shit at all. It's just not safe, man.
No.
And you know, it can easily go from, you know, getting hit a little bit too hard in the head to I try to duck underneath your punch and you catch me with an elbow on accident.
100%.
Or I try to throw a knee to your body and you're going so fucking crazy. You're so sporadic that you dip down and now you're knee to the face. You know, like, it's dangerous. Like, we're literally trying to knock each other out. We're trying to break body parts. So it's like you have to be able to do it, but as safe as possible.
Yes.
It's all about technique, man. Technique.
Yes.
You know, if you want to just work on just like ripping overhands, you know, and you're with no type of defense or anything, just go hit the bag.
Right.
But if you want to rip that overhand with perfect timing while you're slipping one of my punches, do it by all means. But when that fucking glove touches my fist, it better stop there. It better not go through my damn skull.
100%.
You know, because it's just, man. My favorite boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali. Look at what happened to him.
Yeah, 100%.
The greatest boxer of all time ended up with Parkinson's.
Yep.
So if that happened to him, imagine what would happen to my dumb ass if I go in there and just allow myself to get punched in the head.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man, because like athletes change, but like the anatomy of the brain isn't going to.
No.
It's at the end of the day, it's going to be sloshing around up there in your skull, and it's going to hit both sides just as hard. I mean, it doesn't matter. So like, if you get like a guy like Muhammad Ali, considered the greatest of all time, if it could happen to him, it for damn sure can happen to any of us. So, you know, and that's why, honestly, like, I actually watch more like old Glory fights than like.
Ooh, okay.
Bro, I love Glory.
That's one of my, okay, so right now my goal is to get into Glory, One Championship, or Risen. Of course, the UFC would be cool too, but
sure,
I'd actually rather be in the other ones, kickboxing.
Yeah.
You know, I love MMA, but I love kickboxing.
Bro,
I love kickboxing.
That's like, I mean, most people listen to Joe Rogan, but he always talks about how is kickboxing or Muay Thai leagues not?
And then they just invested in the boxing. Like, why not do kickboxing,
bro? It
doesn't make any sense.
Like, you got guys like Rico that, you know, like,
look what just happened with the BMF title.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
Everyone except for the jiu-jitsu guys and the wrestlers was pissed.
Yes.
Nobody wanted to watch that. I turned the shit off after round 3. I was like, I don't want to sit and watch this.
Right.
If I want to watch this, I'll watch UFC BJJ.
Right.
I'll watch Mikey Musumeci if I want to see the most high-level grappling.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love seeing people mix in submissions and takedowns and ground and pound, but when it's just tough, man. I just feel like you owe it to your fans. If you're constantly taking someone down and laying on them and you're not finishing, then, you know, I don't know. It's MMA, so I mean, I can't knock it, but I personally like to watch more striking. Simple as that, and I love to do more striking myself.
Yeah, and there's a reality. It's more exciting.
It's more exciting.
No, you will never be able to tell me that somebody getting rear naked choked is exciting as somebody getting head kicked. I mean, both will go to sleep, But I promise you, one's going to look a whole lot cooler at the end of the day.
See, it's not that jiu-jitsu and wrestling isn't exciting.
No, I
the
agree.
takedowns are exciting.
Yes.
The submissions are exciting. The transitions, it's when there's a pause.
Correct.
It's when there's no movement.
Right.
That's when it becomes boring.
Yeah.
Two guys scrambling, going for submissions, back and forth, that is exciting.
Yes.
You're like, ooh, ooh. But as soon as the motion stops,
Yeah, you start stalemate.
it's like watching fucking paint dry.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Man, that's honestly why I kind of got into really watching Glory for a while and won championship a lot. Because, like, my favorite kickboxer of all time is Gokhan Saki.
okay.
And, like, because I remember, like, listening about, like, watching fights about him, and he was getting called, like, the Mike Tyson of kickboxing. And just how violent, though, like, a guy like him or, like, Badr Hari, like, how great of fighters they are striking them. Like, man, like, this is, like, you can learn so much here that that people don't even realize. Like, to like somebody who doesn't pay a lot of attention to, like, actual martial arts or, you know, anything besides UFC, they're not going to know those names. Like Rico Van Hooven, like Badr Hari, Gokhan Saki. The list goes on and on. But it's like there's so many guys that are world class fighters,
Right.
that people just don't have any idea about. But some of the best fights you can possibly watch.
Yeah, 100%. When Israel Adesanya was kickboxing, he was my favorite kickboxing. That was back when I was like knee deep in my amateur kickboxing career.
Yeah.
So I was always like watching his fights leading up to mine, and man, he was just such an inspiration to me. Just his style and you know the way he strikes. Yeah, he was my favorite kickboxer. But I would say, like, of all time, I would say probably my favorite kickboxer is probably
It's tough.
yeah, it is tough actually. I'll come back to that. But it's between a couple people.
Yeah.
And God dang, what's his name? They're Thai fighters. I'm trying to think of American. I don't really know a lot of American kickboxers that I really studied and watched.
One of the ones that I used to watch, that I've watched a lot of videos on, was Ramon Dekkers.
Yeah, he was good. Dutch style kickboxing.
Yeah. But that's even like the whole Bang Muay Thai system we do at War Eagle or a Peak Performance. It's like that's Dwayne Ludwig's system. It's sponsored by Boss Rutan. And that's like another thing, bro. It's like you got guys like Boss Rutan, even though he wasn't fighting in like, which he did fight in the UFC for like those couple fights or whatever.
Samat, Samat is my favorite Thai fighter.
Gotcha.
Samat,
That's cool.
Yeah, Samat is cold, man.
Yeah.
Cold boxer too.
Yes.
A lot of Thai fighters are excellent with clinch and kicks, but just not really that crispy with boxing.
Right.
You know, they're not boxing heavy, but Samat was actually a WBC boxing champion.
Right.
You know, Samat,
that's tough to do, man.
He was cold.
Yes. 100%. And that's what, like, I wish, you know, I do think, especially around the area, like, especially Cage of Honor's helped around this area, and you got other organizations like Shamrock or Synergy, you know, that are local to the Missouri area. And it really puts a big name on how fun of a sport, like, what the kickboxing is, you know, Muay Thai, the MMA. And I mean, it's cool to be a part of, because, like, before me, like, out of my friend group, nobody did this. And I was like, I remember the first fight, I'm like, hey, worst case, you know, I can always say I did this and nobody else can say they did it. And, But then once, you know, I kind of got into it and I started watching more and watching old Strikeforce fights and, you know, just really starting to try to become a student of the game. It makes you realize how exciting all this is. And that's why I wish there was more of like a striking league for like a UFC-based striking league, kind of like one does.
Right. I mean, yeah, we got One, Risen, and Glory. Yep. Does Glory even host events in America?
Not no more.
No. So, yeah, they're all overseas. But guess what? Hey, I'll move.
100%.
I'm willing to move to freaking actually, I would love to move to Thailand and fight over there in Thailand and fight on like Risen in Japan.
Yeah.
Because, Thailand, the cost of living there, dirt cheap. Bro.
100%.
So if you make $100,000 a year, like US dollars, like comparison over there, dude, you're living like a king, bro.
Yeah.
You're living good. So
Yes.
I actually have plans on going there and fighting by the end of this year. Hopefully, you know, inshallah, God willing, it'll happen. I'm gonna be going and fighting on Husky Fat Promotions. It's a promotion down like by Texas.
Yeah.
And he said that he has a Glory Scout that comes to his shows.
Yeah.
And then he also said he can get me in the World Grand Prix
That's
over
tough.
in Japan. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to find his promotion probably in June.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I should be able to, you know, make those connections, maybe get into Glory, you know, or get put on that World Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I definitely, because I still, man, look, I'm 32. I still got another solid 4 years. I want to fight for like another 4 years and then wrap it up. So within the next 4 years, I got to, you know, get the best out of this body, fight as much as I can, and, you know, hopefully set up my future. Because honestly, man, I just don't see myself doing anything else outside of martial arts. You know, I want to set up my future through martial arts. You know, like when I'm retired, I want to be the coach, bringing up the next generation and just doing everything that's surrounding martial arts. That's what I'm into. So I just don't see myself doing anything else.
Well, and that's kind of, you know, they always say, if you do what you love, you never work a day.
Right,
and
exactly.
I mean, it's one of them. It's a situation to where most things that I've like realized in life, you follow a passion or you firmly believe in something, it's the route you probably should take.
Yeah.
And that's like you saying, like you're going to find those promotions. I mean, all it takes is, you know, even though sometimes things can be scary, but also on the other side of fear is a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, how cool would that be to be like, okay, cool, I'm fighting for Glory or Risen now, or the World Grand Prix. I mean, that's stuff you can always hang your hat on, bro.
Yeah.
And also, like you said, 4 years, I mean, you can get a lot done in 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to take advantage of it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for you, man. That's going to be cool. That's going to be tough stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. What time is it? I gotta pick my daughter from school at like what time? 2:12. Okay, we still got like another 10 minutes. So let's if you got like anyone you wanna like kinda give a shout out to, like the people that's really in your corner, the people's backing you, you know, helping you along your journey. Now's the time. And if you don't, they're gonna hate you for it if you don't mention. You better mention your mom, your grandma, everyone that's just backing you, man. Now's the time. I'd like for you to, you know, really show appreciation to the people that's been helping you along the way.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, obviously, family first and foremost. My mom, dad, my brother. Brothers got married last weekend, actually. So we got another addition, Miss Lindsay Fitzgerald. So,
awesome.
I mean, those people. I mean, since the beginning of like any athletic endeavor, you know, life endeavor, they backed me 110%. I could not have a better support system. And even like besides immediate family, like my uncle Coy's been a huge asset to my life. He's helped me grow tremendously. You know, supporting me through, you know, giving me opportunities to, you know, seeing what's going on daily, just constantly, you know, just checking in on me. You know, I got my girlfriend, Kyla. Kyla Probst, she has been, it's crazy because before I actually took her to her, or got her to go to the first fights, it was actually one that Nathan Stearns won his latest belt at Cape. And before this, she had no idea what kickboxing was, what martial arts was. And even though it'll bug her at times, like how much I'm doing with it, you know, just like anything would. But she has supported me through and through. And I couldn't thank her enough for it. But I mean,
that's important. Yeah,
100%. Especially like you have a spouse that truly backs you and cares about what you do and like loves something as much as loves watching you pursue something. It's so crucial, man. Because without her, I wouldn't be, you know, as committed as what I am to this right now.
Right.
And bro, and lastly, just my team, man. Like, you know, getting to train with you now, and then, you know, guys have been there with me from the beginning, like Mike Terry, Woodside, Camden Ho, Ethan, all these guys. And there's more people to go on. But, you know, I can't thank them enough because without them, I wouldn't be able to push myself to the extent of what I have to learn and get to watch them go on their runs and be able to become as good as I have. You know, D-Ray he's the one who got me started in it and has backed. I mean, we have phone calls for days, you know, just talking, just like we're friends. We are friends. And, you know, Josh Caputo, boxing coach, he's he's helped take my striking, my hands to another level that I couldn't have reached without him.
Man, shout out to Caputo, man.
Yeah.
Caputo's got so much knowledge,
Bro.
and not just martial arts experience, but world experience. It's actually crazy when you sit and talk to him. I'm gonna bring him back on the podcast. And
Yes.
It's probably gonna be like a 5-hour podcast because he's just got so much knowledge inside of martial arts and outside martial arts, and then just in combat as well. Like, yeah, dude, he's a mastermind. I love having someone like him to go over technique with, and strategy, and just the growth and development from myself, and just to even sit and talk about martial arts, man. He's a mastermind, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And I started working with him about over a year ago, and he's a little over a year, 2 years ago. And he's helped me tremendously. He's always texting me, seeing what's up, proud of you. And that, that stuff goes a long way, man,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just knowing you got the support system backing you and the passion that you're trying to get really good at and be a champion at, without that, most people can't do it. And it's phenomenal that, like I said, my girlfriend, my family, coaches, friends, everybody's been supportive from the start. And it's always cool knowing when I go out in public or someone's like, hey, man, when you fighting again? And, like, how can I start training? It's cool they can look to me for that stuff now.
Right.
And it all starts at home, and also starts at the fact of getting guys that I got to look up to, knowing that, my first fight was with the first guy that I watched fight. I watched Kyle Kurtz fight for the first time at a Cage of Honor event, and I'm like, man, I'm on the same card as him now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a cool ride, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's truly humbling, and I'm just excited for April 11th. I'm looking for some gold. I'm ready to bring some home, baby.
Yes, absolutely. You got any sponsors you want to shout out or anything like that?
No sponsors, man. I've just been rocking and rolling with it.
Okay, that's cool.
Only thing I will say is just, War Eagle, Peak Performance, and Be Chosen Fitness, my guy Kwaku, Kaya, Mitch, all them. They've been very supportive of me, and, I'm just excited that I get to use their facilities and, just keep rocking, keep grinding.
Awesome. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're still here, I mean, you are the coolest person on planet Earth, and everyone that didn't watch, they suck.
100%.
All right. We're going to have some merch dropping soon. I'm actually building a website right now, so we're going to have some Powerful Fitness Podcast merch. Y'all can rock the brand on some hats, some T-shirts, joggers and stuff like that. I'm finishing up the website right now, so be looking forward to that coming out. Of course, I got my Rainmaker tees. Y'all want to support me, for my upcoming fight on April 11th. Buy a T-shirt. Maybe I'll be able to put some damn gas in my car, and maybe buy a burrito or two for my fight camp. And for the love of God, subscribe. All right. There better not be more views than there are subscriptions on my channel. All right, so subscribe. Otherwise, me and Kyle gonna come knocking on your front door.
That's right.
With the gloves and mouthpieces in hand. All right. Once again, this episode was brought to you by First Choice Roofing, and also First Auto Credit in Jackson, Missouri. You need your roof done? Hit up First Choice. Tell Carlos the Rainmaker sent you. You need your brand new whip? Go to First Auto Credit and Jackson and get you a brand new ride. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Peace. All right.